Today we're discussing Palantir CEO Alex Karp and how this weird philosophy major took $12,000 and managed to become one of the most powerful tech lords, if not the most powerful tech lord on the entire planet.
We're doing it. We're doing it. And I'm sure you're enjoying this as much as I am. Let's not talk to analysts about the burden of being right, our burdens of investing in ontology, our burdens of actually looking at the math.
If you don't know what Palantir is, it's basically the all-seeing eye, the surveillance grid of the police state. They have their tentacles absolutely everywhere. They probably already know a lot about you. Palantir is an AI software company that provides their software to every branch of the US military, every department of the US government, the healthcare system, local law enforcement, ICE, the IDF. Shortly after October 7th, Palantir's entire board flew to Tel Aviv to sign a strategic partnership deal with the Israeli Defense Ministry, supplying Israel with a militarized AI intelligence and decision-making system that proved to be more deadly than anything the world has ever seen. They were also on the ground in Ukraine shortly after that war started. Very openly, the executives at Palantir have referred to the Ukraine battleground as a research and development lab for their software.
We built PG, which single-handedly stopped the rise of the far right in Europe. We built Foundry, which was used to distribute the COVID vaccine and saved millions of lives globally. We built what we call multi-constellation, and what's often called the digital kill chain. And their category defining products.
Alex Karp calls himself a liberal, but he's a very violent liberal.
Palantir is here to disrupt and make the institutions we partner with the very best in the world, and when it's necessary, to scare enemies and on occasion kill them.
He's very into militarizing his software. He feels like that is his calling.
Well, I love the idea of getting a drone and having light fentanyl-laced urine spraying on analysts who tried to screw us.
And he frequently talks about helping militaries, including the IDF, to become more deadly.
At Palantir, we were built to give our warfighters and people supporting warfighters all over the U.S. government and allied governments, what we politely now say an unfair advantage, which when we weren't publicly traded, it was like, yeah, we're gonna really F our enemies. And I take great pride in that.
Getting wealthy off of killing Palestinians with Palantir kills Palestinians with their AI and technology.
Oh.
They're killing my family in Palestine.
Yeah. And, you know...
How do you sleep at night? Because you are killing my people and you're justifying it because of Hamas or anyone else.
Can we get security up there? Okay. One of the most...
How dare you?
Okay.
How dare you? Your AI and your technology from Palantir kills Palestinians.
Mostly terrorists, that's true.
No.
But let's look into where he started. Alex Karp was raised in Philadelphia, the son of a Jewish pediatrician and a Black mother who was an artist, and both of his parents were very involved in protesting for civil rights, for human rights, which is crazy when you look at what he went on to do. Now, he describes his household growing up as deeply Jewish and pro-Israel, which would explain why he is so pro-IDF to this day. He first got a philosophy degree at Haverford College in Pennsylvania. A lot of people refer to him as the philosopher CEO. He's very into talking philosophically and, making his case in very broad terms that what he is doing is for the betterment of humanity.
When you don't have an answer to a question, you come up with ideologies that make no sense, and you try to implement them. And
This is a have-not world, and our job is to make sure you are one of the haves. And don't have to be that merciful in business, and certainly we're not on the battlefield to those of us who confront us and are in the have-not column. So with that,
Then went on to Stanford Law School to get his law degree. But he hated it there. But he did meet Peter Thiel while there. And apparently Peter Thiel also hated going to law school, and they became friends. They used to argue with each other all the time because Alex Karp describes himself as more liberal, and then Peter Thiel describes himself as more of a libertarian. But of course, the two definitely see eye to eye when it comes to helping out the IDF.
When we started building this company, the idea that software would power intelligence, warfighting, general health issues was viewed as something esoteric, scandalous, obviously questionable.
The complaint from operators in the context that it's used for targeting is that it's still not quite there. It's still, but I'm just offering you an opportunity to respond to that
I'm
logic.
not going to respond because I'd have to tell you all sorts of things. There is no one, by the way, that was a long and very important article. Everyone should read it. The way I read the article was, this is the most important thing, one of the most important things the Pentagon has done in decades.
Right.
I can tell you the way our adversaries see Maven and our friends is like, what the F? How did they actually?
Alex Karp went to Germany after that to get his PhD in neoclassical neoclassical social theory from Goethe University in Frankfurt, Germany. Now, while there, he receives a $12,000 inheritance from his grandpa. $12,000 is nice, but that's for most people enough to pay your bills for a few months, not enough to found an investment firm in London for high net worth investors. So he founds a money management firm called the Cademan Group with his 12 grand. And he attracts high net worth investors who are willing to trust him with their money to invest in the stock market for them.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club.
Apparently, a lot of those employees who worked at the Cademan Group went on to work at Palantir with him later. Palantir's origins allegedly begin at PayPal when Epstein associate Peter Thiel develops this new software that can comb through vast amounts of data to find fraudsters. And just as DARPA's Total Information Awareness program is being defunded due to public backlash, the idea for Palantir is born. Though neither Karp nor Thiel have any background in computer programming, Thiel comes to his college buddy and he's like, you would be the perfect CEO of Palantir, because according to Peter Thiel, he thought that Alex Karp would be an excellent salesman because he is so different.
I don't agree. It's like, I don't know what the point of these, it's like.
Well, the reason I was asking it was because you did study this was your thesis. Originally, the CIA, do you remember this, was an early investor in Qtel. The venture capital arm was an early investor in Palantir. This is why I'm asking the question. My question to you, it was just going to be, if the White House came to you and said, look, hey, Alex, we really like you. We think you're important to this country. You're a very important part of this. And if we're going to continue to give you these contracts, we want a piece of the action.
This is a theme that Alex Karp talks about frequently. He frequently brings up his neurodivergence, the fact that he is just so different from other people. And if you really want to hear two narcissistic psychopaths blowing smoke up each other's asses, listen to Alex Karp's interview with fellow Palantir founder Joe Lonsdale.
Very best in the world.
the very, very best in the world are, the brain structure is different.
You framed it in a way that was very helpful to think about. You actually have to be within a couple standard deviations to even appreciate this. And so I think a big problem with a lot of our institutions, for example, around the Pentagon, is if you have people who are only, one standard deviation above, they can't even tell a difference between 4 and 5. They have no idea what's even going on at those levels. So
Palantir's software not only analyzes data, looks for patterns, gives insights, but it also can help clients to execute actions. If they're working for like a commercial company, that could be placing an order. But if they're working for the IDF, that could be sending a killer drone out to target a building.
Sources told 972 that the only human supervision protocol in place before bombing the houses of suspected junior militants marked by Lavender was to conduct a single check.
They had a program with the IDF called Where's Daddy that specifically tracked targets for assassination while they were with their families.
After Lavender used its data to generate these targets, AI would then link the target to a specific family home, and then recommend a weapon for the IDF to use on the target. For some targets, the number of permissible civilian casualties was as high as 300.
Alex Karp's family is indeed very pro-Israel. I found some information about his little brother that I've never heard anyone talk about. Little Ben Karp went to Yale University, where he helped to found the Shabtai Society along with Senator Cory Booker. The society was called a few other names at first. They landed on Shabtai Society because they got a lot of money from this guy named Benny Shabtai, who should really be looked into. He was in the IDF, and he now is on the board of directors for the Friends of the Israel Defense Forces. Most interestingly, he was a very good friend with Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, him and Epstein toured Israeli military bases together in 2008. While Epstein was under criminal indictment. Obviously, Peter Thiel is all over the Epstein files, but that's another little Epstein connection. And that Shabtai Society was heavily protested in 2025 by Yale students because they invited and hosted war criminal Ben Gvir.
Israel has historically bought our product. It's not a commercially relevant part of our business. The reason why a lot of people don't speak up publicly is we have a lot of other markets that are much bigger where maybe speaking up is controversial.
Alex Karp is like almost 60. He's never been married. He's never had any kids. He claims that he has hoes in different area codes. His exact words were, "I'm geographically monogamous." It's just I can't find one picture. It could be that he's just very private. He owns like 11 houses around the world. He probably owns more now, but he says that he's not in it for the money. He's in it because he has a moral mission. He wrote a book recently called The Technological Republic, where he basically implores other tech companies that in order to save the West and Western values, tech companies need to work with the US military.
If, in fact, another great power gets this technology and has the ability to more or less precisely target, more efficiently target, they will define the world order.
Worthy of Mordor. We have work to do.
His solution to everything is basically just more deadly force. He frequently talks about how he's weird and he's neurodivergent. He's dyslexic. He has ADHD. He claims that his doing Tai Chi helped with that. Alex Karp is known to be highly paranoid, once telling the New York Times that he was afraid he would be thrown out a window one day.
I've asked myself, if I were younger at college, would I be protesting me?
It sounds like yes.
Our product is used on occasion to kill people.
This is drone targeting, or what is this?
Targeting of all kinds. If you're looking for a terrorist in the world now, you're probably using our government product, and you're probably doing the operation that actually takes out the person in another product we built.
I think he should have stayed in academia. While he was there, he claims that these super smart guys that he was studying with, he had to leave because those guys can't build anything, and he felt like he was a builder. But my question is, what did you build?
Yeah, so this strike on the girls' school is at the moment the leading kind of civilian casualty incident in which around, as you've said, 170 mainly girls were killed, innocent civilians. What we do know is that the Claude and Anthropic model via Palantir have been extensively used to do several things, including the intelligence analysis. So we can deduce that that AI system is not yet capable of detecting or is at least open to making system-wide errors. It did not identify the school as a school.
It's not 2003 anymore. When people didn't have social media, they weren't connecting with people around the world, and George W. Bush could just go on TV and say, the terrorists.
How much of your business is finding terrorists for the U.S. government or whoever wants to hire you?
Most of our business is in government, and it all involves both sides of this equation. Finding people who are up to essentially bad things.
When I hear Alex Karp talk a lot of times about how we need to defend against the terrorists and our Western values by becoming more and more militarized and surveilling everything, I wonder who's buying that.
I am the most publicly supportive CEO of Israel, and that's true. I think Israel is on the side of good.
Palantir only recently started working with commercial companies. When they first started, they were funded by the CIA's investment firm In-Q-Tel, and they only just had government contracts. The government loves to work with private contractors because there's less oversight on what they do, and you can't do a FOIA request.
What's the compelling business idea here?
The compelling business idea is if you want to make data, if you want to interact with data in a way that's intelligible to you, so the data that's around you, and you're the government, it's a very hard thing to do at scale. So let's just say you go to the market and you buy something. You talk on your cell phone, you send an SMS, you send it, every little kind of, you write a report, all those are data. At massive scale, it's very hard for you to see that as a pattern. So what is the pattern of Charlie Rose? Is Charlie Rose interacting with people that are up to no good?
The thing with Palantir is that there's a lot of obfuscation of guilt. A whistleblower from Palantir warned that the company frequently says oversight is not their job, while the governments that use their products say they're just using the software that was provided to them. Both sides think they can escape accountability for the obvious war crimes now being committed at scale thanks to Palantir technologies. But the world sees that nothing happened by accident. Beyond Alex Karp's tired terrorism rhetoric, his rambling sad psycho persona is an inverted software that is coldly and intentionally executing its plan.
The bar at Palantir is not we're the best, it's that it's got to be magical. We're not in the business of delivering the best products, we're in the business of delivering magically projects that are magical on the front line. And we unfortunately can't talk about some of that, but we've seen that in the last year. Magical implementations